At least in our country.
When I took fort at dawning, fields, flock, and lonely tree.
Oh, you Hardy, but
all seemed to gaze at me.
That's
you
Hardy
remember?
talk. Yes, that's
like
Hardy.
chestnut children sitting silent in a school.
Oh, you've memorized.
Upon them stirs and leapings mere, as if once clearing called, but now scarce read it at all. We ever wonder why we find us here. Can you remember why you quoted him?
Yes, because that's one of Hardy's many poems in which he argues that academic, scientific knowledge of the gain of the 19th century has taken away that sense of wonder that we once had. I think that's a misconstruction. There's a very common perception of what the Darwinian Revolution had done. I remember doing an article on the paintings of Frederick Church, America's greatest mid-19th century landscape painter, for whom the notion that he was painting God's illuminating and harmonious landscape was vital, and he had there were other reasons, part of which was he become very successful and was wealthy, but one of the main reasons why he stopped painting after 1860 was that no longer could he see his beloved landscapes like that again. In the Hardy poem which you just quoted, which is of course later, he conjures up this image of the beasts and the plants saying, well, we used to know what the meaning of our lives was in its harmonious order, but now Darwin has come along and we ever wonder why we find us here. But I really think that's a misconstruction. That was a false psychological hope that was deep in Western culture. I think Darwin's answer was the correct one. Darwin's basic answer was, you quoted it earlier, nature, if invested improperly with moral properties and therefore seen as the source of our answers for solace, is not going to return very good answers to us, because nature appears either amoral or misplaced in our terms, is sometimes at least a rather ugly spot. But the correct answer is that the source of morality is not to be found in the factual products of nature, which after all were here for billions of years before we ever emerged, so why should they be constituted to provide answers to us? And the source of moral instruction is within us, which I think is an optimistic answer.
Freeman, do you remember